Hi, guys. Thanks for tuning in. I just wanted to hop on and just share a video, kind of a very vulnerable video where I'm actually going to be releasing something publicly that I never thought that I would. So a couple of weeks, maybe even over a month ago now, I kind of just started this private practice of like writing letters to myself, really going within and listening and communicating and having this dialogue with different parts of myself, parts of my body, parts of my story, just different experiences I've had, different essences of this journey that I've been on. And at first, I thought I was going crazy, like, Dear Leah, da 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 da, love Leah. I'm like, I'm literally sitting here writing to myself. And I think one of my letters was literally like, Dear Leah, like I wrote to the essence of my name. And then I have letters where it's like, Dear heart, dear mind, dear knee. Um, Also letters like, Dear, 5-year-old who was abused. Dear 38-year-old woman who lost your career in the blink of an eye. Different parts of my story that way. And then I wrote to things like, dear failure, dear success, dear light, dear shadows. Just the whole wide range of things have been just spilling forth and I feel like coming through me as I just sit and take time to honestly listen within. And so I've kind of started this writing compilation that I'm affectionately calling The Letters Within, that was just originally meant to be what I thought was a very private internal dialogue for myself, me, myself, and I. But I really felt strongly that it would benefit somebody out there and resonate with somebody to hear the letters that I wrote to the light and to the shadows. And so I might have already lost somebody, and you might be like, what are you talking about, girl? How do you write to light? Like, I literally wrote to like the essence of light. Like, what has light been to me? Like, how have I defined light? What type of relationship have I had with light? And it was a very interesting and beautiful letter. And as soon as I wrote it, I felt like the shadows were knocking and they were like, we want to hear from you too, and we want you to listen to what we have to say. And so I kind of compiled this experience where I had this interaction with the essence of light and shadow into a letter format, because it was easy for, I think, my brain to try to process what was going on, to just sit down and have like a letter format to the conversation. So I am going to read my dear light letter and my dear shadow letter. And I hope that it encourages somebody out there who might be listening. So I want to invite you to just close your eyes and listen to the frequency of the words I'm releasing beyond the words, because I feel like there is a message here that I thought was just for me, but I know that it's deeper for a greater collective. And so I'm actually going to be looking off screen to like read these letters off my laptop. So there's nothing to see here. So go ahead and close your eyes and just listen to the words of these letters and let it encourage you. So, my letter to light. Dear light, I remember when you were first named. I asked God how he saw me, and he answered, not with words, but with an image. A sunflower, tall and radiant, turned effortlessly towards the sun. And then a whisper within said, Leah, you are light. At that time, I received that word and vision with wonder and a simplicity that felt pure, exciting, and beautiful. But I didn't yet fully understand you. Back then, I thought being light meant being bright all the time, being positive, being strong, encouraging, uplifting, being reassuring, even when I was hurting. I thought light meant shining for others, sometimes at the cost of myself. But you, light, have taken me on quite the journey. You have been refined, deepened, and grounded within me. I now know that light is not performative. It does not bypass pain, and it does not deny shadows. True light is not loud, and it does not force itself into dark places. It simply is steady, faithful, and present. I've learned that light includes rest. Light honors cycles, and it knows when to rise and when to root. Like the sunflower, I no longer strain to shine. I simply turn towards the source. Light is not something I generate. It's something I allow to move through me when I'm aligned, present, and true. I've learned that light has weight, responsibility, and wisdom. It knows when to illuminate and when to sit quietly beside someone in the dark. Light does not rescue, it accompanies. It does not demand, it transforms and creates a safe space. I'm no longer afraid of my light, nor am I attached to how it's perceived. I don't need to be admired, and I don't need to be visible to everyone. I trust now that my light works even when unnoticed or misunderstood. It warms, reveals, and guides simply by being faithful to its true nature. Thank you for staying with me and allowing me to grow with you as my understanding of you matured. Thank you, light, for teaching me that you can be soft, that you can tremble and still shine, and that light can pass through wounds and come out brighter. Light, I receive you now, not as an identity to uphold, but as an essence to embody. I am light because I remain turned towards love, because I choose truth over performance, and because I stay present. And like the sunflower, I will keep facing the sun again and again. Love, Leah. Now my letter to the shadows. Dear shadows, I used to be afraid of you. I thought you meant something was wrong with me and that you were evidence of failure, weakness, or lack of faith. So I tried to outshine you, pray you away, explain you away, and suppress you. I thought light meant your absence, but now I know better. You were never the enemy. You were the places light had not reached yet. The rooms where pain waited patiently to be witnessed, and the parts of me that learned to hide because it wasn't safe to be seen. You carried my grief, you held my anger, you stored my unmet needs, my confusion, my questions, and you absorbed what I did not yet know how to process. You were protection before you were understood. In you lived my coping, my survival, and my adaptation. You formed when I needed armor, and you stayed when softness felt dangerous. You stepped forward when my nervous system said no, not yet. And for that, shadows, I deeply thank you. You taught me that wholeness is not perfection, it's integration. You taught me that healing does not mean erasing the dark, but listening to what it's been trying to say all along. I no longer rush to illuminate you or demand that you transform on my timeline. I sit with you now. I notice your texture, your temperature, and your deep wisdom. Some of you shadows are old stories that no longer need repeating. Others are wounds that just need tenderness, not correction. And some are just simply human. I see now that shadow and light are not opposites, they're collaborators. Shadow gives light contrast, and light gives shadow permission to soften. Together, they make depth. Shadows, I am no longer ashamed of you. I do not exile you, and I do not fear what you reveal. You are part of my becoming. You remind me where compassion was learned, where humility came forth, and where discernment was formed. You keep me grounded, honest, and human. So stay as long as you need. You're no longer something I need to hide. You're something I hold with awareness and grace. I'm not afraid of my wholeness anymore. Love, Leah. So those are 2 letters that I wrote, and I think the reason I felt the need to probably share them on here on this Sunnyside Frequency channel is because if you're here and you're taking time, investing time and energy to listen to my voice right now, I want you to know that your shadows are welcome, and that even though I titled this space the Sunnyside Frequency, there is no sun without the shadows, right? You need the contrast. And I think it's important to create a space where we feel like we can gather in our wholeness, right? In all sides and parts of us. And so you are light, but you also have shadows. And that's what makes you so beautiful. And all of it's welcome here. No matter how messy it feels sometimes, I know it also, there's a lot of beauty in it as well. So I love you. Thank you for staying here and listening to those letters. I'd love to have you drop a comment if it resonated with you. And, hey, maybe take some time and write some letters to yourself. Whatever parts of yourself, either physically, parts of your body, or parts of your story, or just the essence of words that you want to speak with and communicate with, because there is something very, I think, very therapeutic when you go in and you listen within, which I know, again, as I say, it sounds kind of crazy. Like, girl, you're writing to yourself. You're listening to yourself. But it's been an amazing journey for me. And I feel like it's time to share some of that in hopes it might resonate with at least one person. So thanks for tuning in. Love you guys.